and then they can have a litter of, you can have like one kid.
I have a question about this. How come with any other fucking animal, it's always like, oh, that could happen, but when someone says Bigfoot, everyone decides to fucking turn into nuclear physicists breaking that shit down to every possible detail. It's insane.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite comedy cast, Don't Mind Me.
Sure, where we give our bad opinions so you don't have to.
We had a lot of fun on the last episode. It was the Becky special, where we had a deliberation of saber-wielding Star Wars characters to see
floundered, by the way,
who was stronger. And Vader come out on top, I'm pretty sure. Today's episode, we got a guest. Say what's up, Terry.
What's up, guys?
He's one of our homeboys, and I thought he would make a perfect addition for this episode I'm going to tell you about right now. Today's episode is the yin to the Becky special yang. This is the Drxco special. It was originally supposed to be a 420 episode, but I botched it, so we're redoing it, and that's where you guys saw the spin from on the last one, which I did to completion, I might add. Yeah, we got conspiracy theories today. We're ranking conspiracy theories. We're going to be ranking based off of provability, so how much evidence is there of this actually being a true conspiracy.
And what's less likely to get us hunted down by the feds.
Yeah. We're going to rank them out of 5, and then, at the end, we'll give you the complete list of what's probably actually happening and what's probably not. So we're going to be starting this new thing. I don't know what to call it yet. I'll come up with something. But it's actually, I got the idea from my favorite podcast to watch, the Altered Judgment podcast. Shout out those guys.
Shout out Altered Judgment.
What they do is they sit for, I think theirs is 30 minutes, and they just talk to start the episode. I forget what they call it. But we're going to do that, and we're going to start small. Probably do 15 minutes. Unless
Maybe
you guys...
not even. We're just going to talk until it runs dry.
Yeah, I'm going to set the timer, though, just in case. Alright, 15 minutes starts now.
Can we talk about Becky's sex life to start?
No.
We're going to be maybe doing the American games. I saw that a few months ago where Trump's going to be doing pulling teenagers.
Ooh, shit.
And doing unspecified athletic events. And it's going to be 14 to 17-year-olds.
I haven't seen anything about this.
Let's
this
see
sounds
let's see if I can find something real quick.
Interesting. This shit can fit into the episode.
I saw that they did the Florida Man games in Florida a while back. They should do the Ohio Man games.
I would definitely go compete in that.
What would the events be?
Smoking crack in the Dollar General.
All right, hold on. Let me educate you folks real quick. President Trump. This is from Google. President Trump announced the Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event for high school athletes to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States. Competition will take place in Washington, D.C., feature 2 standout teenage athletes, 1 male, 1 female, from every U.S. state and territory. Participants are going to be aged 14 to 17, must not turn 18 before December 31st.
I'm putting everything I have on Texas swimming.
Competitors will submit an online video application outlining why they want to represent their states, and specific athletic contests have not been fully disclosed yet.
What the fuck was that?
I just stabbed myself with a knife under the table.
So yeah, the Patriot Games, that's what they're called.
I changed my bet. Some big old corn-fed motherfucker from the Midwest.
From Nebraska.
Yeah. My money's on Nebraska.
What events would be in the Ohio Games, Ohio Man Games?
I told you, smoking crack at the Dollar General, robbing the Dollar General.
Buddy, Dollar General can get this 5-7 for sure.
Selling vapes to minors.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Drunk driving on the back roads in a rusted out 1994 F-150.
Let's see. They could have a competition just for the Amish. Who can block the most roadways in the span of an hour? A catalytic converter stealing.
Oh, that's great! I think the Ohio Man is Florida Man's first cousin, so it could definitely be fun.
Florida Man's inbred cousin.
What was the Florida Man events?
I can't remember, but it was cool.
Wrestling an alligator.
Oh,
That would be fun. I would like to wrestle an alligator once.
Dude, that fucking alligator can get it, buddy. I see red. But that dog in me.
The Florida Man Games is an annual real-world athletic and comedic competition inspired by the viral Florida Man news headlines. Let's see what they got going on in there.
My boy
They had the
Cletus won
fucking
last one.
alligator toss.
Alligator toss.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
insane.
The
Cletus
dude
won the last Florida Man
Really?
game, yeah.
He is a true Florida man, isn't he?
He's actually from Nebraska.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense too.
My boy.
Get Danny Duncan in there. He's a Florida man.
It turns infamous news headlines into events like the weaponized pool noodle mud duel. That sounds like porn with extra
should
steps.
we do that as an episode, everybody?
Evading arrest obstacle course. Grocery aisle brawl. To highlight some
You've
of the
done that.
fews. Yeah, I have. Haven't
Shout
I?
out Florida.
Shout out Florida. Yeah, I was in Florida for that. Honorary Florida man right here. Hurricane party prep. Florida sumo. Mullet contest.
Oh, boy.
I think Ohio could give Florida man a run for the mullet contest.
For sure.
I've had some recent character development.
Oh yeah? Let's hear about it.
I did my first Lego set last night.
Oh.
First one ever.
What was it?
You're mid-20s, right?
Yeah.
First fucking
It
Lego
was a
set.
McLaren F1 car.
Hell yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm putting this in together. He already knows this, I'll tell you. I'm cooking, right? Throwing this rig together, lightning speed. It's only a 270-piece set, but it's my first ever set. I'm like, this is easy, you know? And so I looked up, I asked Meta AI how long it should take someone who's never done a Lego set to complete that set. It said 45 minutes to an hour. You know how long it took me to do it?
4 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours.
That was close.
That's
Watch out,
funny,
ladies. 3 hours for the Lego set.
Real good with the hands and the brain.
I only quit 3 times out of 8.
Is the Lego in one piece now? Is it
It's in the shape of a car.
not the right car?
I think it is. I didn't put any of the stickers on it. That would have taken another 2 hours. That's a good conversation, you know. Everyone always says that, you know, once you start smoking weed, you do everything else. Like, what if you try to start at the top? Can I start at black tar and wean myself down to weed?
I don't... The weed being a gateway drug, dude, that's such a 90s fucking take.
It is, but I just, you know.
I've only ever smoked weed my whole life and never had a desire to go do heroin.
Yeah, for sure.
Speak for your fucking self, buddy.
Never even smoked weed. I was thinking about, for the 420 episode, I was thinking about doing shits and giggles brownies, which are a platter of brownies, some laced with weed, some laced with laxatives, and then me and Becky do the episode eating the brownies and seeing what happens, but he was against it, so I didn't do it.
I'm not going to shit myself on camera.
Also, I just want to point out, audience, the camera is at a different angle because I goofed and I left the tripod at home.
But me and my never-ending genius.
That's it. Patrick, your genius is showing.
Where?
Infinite wisdom found a solution.
Yeah, we got a... It's at a little bit more of a downward angle, but we're cooking. No biggie. You can still see the sign.
Should I tell them how I almost blew my shit smooth off the other day?
Yeah, you definitely should.
So there I was. I had just bought this nice magazine for my shotgun. And I was like, I'm just going to load this motherfucker. And I'm sitting here, okay. I'm sitting on my bed, okay. Gun here. Straight up. Apparently, it had one in the chamber. Who knew? And I couldn't get this magazine to go in. It just wouldn't sit in. It wouldn't click. I started beating on the motherfucker. The next thing I know...
Gun safety 101. When it doesn't work, beat on it.
Next thing I know, my ear was ringing. There was a lot of gray smoke in my room. And there was a fucking hole this big in my ceiling. So I got to spend that weekend patching my roof before my landlord found out that I, 1, almost blew my shit all the way off. And 2, put a fucking grapefruit-sized hole in his roof.
How quick do you think it takes for an animal to eat your dead body if nobody finds it?
Dude,
Have you ever read about this before?
I know that it happens, but I don't know after how long.
Cats will start eating you like immediately.
Really?
Dogs will like wait until they're starving to death to start eating you. Cats, yes. And once you like don't move for so long, they will like come up and start like nibbling on you to see if you move. And if you don't move, they will genuinely start eating you that day.
Shout out.
That same day?
Same day.
Same day delivery, bro. Alright, now we will dive into the contents of the Drxco special. Our first theory, very widely popular, probably one of, if not the most talked about theories to this day.
Probably not even really a theory.
9/11 being an inside job.
Yeah.
So, basically, hold on, I'm going to be referencing my notes. I got it all typed out. And I'm going to do the format for this episode for you audience members. I'm going to say the theory, pretty much summarize it. I'm going to give a motive, and they're going to stop me in between these things. It's not going to be like, pop, 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 pop. We're going to talk about it. But what I think the motive could be, what they think the motive could be, and then we're going to rank them based on provability and probability. How likely it is to happen, pretty much, and how much evidence there is that it has or is true. So first, 9/11 was an inside job. This theory pretty much states that the terrorist attacks performed by Al-Qaeda in 2001 were actually staged by the American government.
True.
I'm going to go with yeah.
I think yeah. Here's what I have for motive is they staged it to justify the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Because there was a whole lot of divide over whether we should have been there, whether they had weapons of mass destruction and all that shit. Which I'm pretty sure it came out.
All that shit was false.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came out recently. All that shit was fake.
Yeah.
So
the other reasoning is, like, they also hit the Pentagon too. Is conveniently enough, all the records for like all the billions of dollars that the government had just randomly lost.
Trillions.
Yeah, trillions of dollars. Were all stored in files in the one wing of the Pentagon that miraculously fucking exploded too.
Yeah, burned to the ground without a single trace of an airplane ever being there. There's a lot of shit that I watch about it. It's always about like the way it fell, like the way those buildings fell was like free fall demolition.
Yeah.
Like it just fell directly on top of each other.
There's been stories of like firefighters who were in there that came out and said there was explosives in there. I don't know that. So
I haven't seen those. The firefighter thing.
Have you ever seen like a video of a controlled demolition before?
Yeah, I have seen
and how
those.
The building just falls directly on top of itself in a perfect line. That's exactly how they didn't fall over into anything.
No. There's also old videos that like interviews they would do with people that were like first responders there that they ended up cutting and not showing to the media that were like them saying, yeah, it looks like it was someone set a bomb off. They all said the bomb went off inside. No one said a thing about it. Obviously, planes did hit it. It just
right. Yeah. A lot of people also claim that those were remote controlled, that people were hired, and all these other things.
No, people were hired.
Well, I guess either way you look at it, but from the government versus Al-Qaeda.
One of the other things that also I've seen it several times, but it's kind of overlooked on this. They conveniently found the passports of the people who hijacked the planes laying on the ground like 2 blocks away from the towers.
Yeah.
And
so it literally incinerated the towers to the point that they collapsed at free fall speed.
Melted the steel beams, but somehow not the wallets.
But yeah, not a paper passport.
Yeah.
Very odd. Probability that it was an inside job.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Are we doing out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
I'm cool with 5.
I'm also cool with 5. I think they had a lot of good reason to stage something like that. Provability, this comes to like the lost media that you have absolutely a hard time finding nowadays. But it's there. I've seen it, you've seen it, we've seen it. I think it's also a 5 for how provable it could be. So we're going 5-5 on that bitch. Next we got global weather control, which is pretty much like they are planting clouds, planting these other things to control the weather on a mass scale, complete global.
I think that you can expand on that and just say environment control.
Yeah.
More so than the weather. I think they can control weather, but they more so try to control environment.
I have another thing that would honestly fit into that category on here that's a lot more recent with the rising rates of ticks and Lyme disease and alpha-gal syndrome.
Isn't it? Who's that? Is it Bill Gates?
Bill Gates.
That actually has a laboratory where they lab grow and release millions of mosquitoes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mosquitoes and ticks.
Yeah.
Look, man, I just want to say this. If I ever get alpha-gal, I'm going to be found dead. I'll fucking...
My grandpa has an alpha-gal. People do recover from it, but some people don't. He's recovered to where he can eat a steak like once a week if he wants to.
That's cool.
But for like the first 3 or 4 years, I would go fishing or something, and I would bring him home a stringer full of fish, because you can only eat fish and chicken are the only types of meat you can have. You can't have anything that's red.
I'd blow my shit back.
A deer. You can't have like
chicken is my favorite, so I would be able to survive, but like, I just love a good taco.
Not me, man.
I love a good burger.
I live off of red meat. I'm constantly eating meatloaf, cheeseburger, steak, pot roast, fucking pork, like pulled pork. That's red. I got one de-thawing at home right now. That's red as shit.
And another one for this that kind of fits in. Like, they're saying that our generation is going to be the last generation that will ever see fireflies.
Yeah,
because of all
I've
the
heard that.
environmental changes they're doing to try to get rid of mosquitoes.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They're killing them off. Like, just think about it for a second. Like, when you, like, even like 10 years ago, you walked outside on like a summer evening.
Literally, like right now, this time
thousands
of year, right now.
Oh, you saw them. And now it's like when I started reading that shit, I'm like, I haven't seen a lightning bug, a firefly, ever.
Well, how long has it been since you've been outside?
That's a good question.
Like when I'm in the yard, like last night we had a cookout for Memorial Day, and when I was out there, I saw like 3 or 4.
Yeah, but
you used to see hundreds.
Yeah.
Of them. It's the same. I live out in the middle of the woods, and like when we first moved up there, I think we were juniors, sophomores. Yeah, you can walk outside at night. You could damn near walk through the woods with the amount of lightning bugs that was out there. There's like maybe 5 or 6 in our 2-acre yard now.
Yeah.
I won't name drop him, but we have a friend that he actually used to leave his grass in like a 10 by 10 square behind his house. Never cut it to try to keep lightning bugs, keep fireflies there. There's like a little sanctuary. He said for a while he had thousands. He has none now.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that goes into the more climate, like environment control. Like, I agree with the weather control. I think they can do it. I just think they more so focus on environment.
Did you know? Have you ever been on like the CIA.gov reading the files and stuff? One of the files they released was literally an agreement with several other countries to not control weather. And that document was from like 1987 or something. So they've known that they could do that for like 30, 40, 80s, 40 years.
Yeah.
For the motive I got to combat global warming.
I like the theory that it might be we can combat global warming, but it would be more cost effective to try to figure that out rather than to just quit using fossil fuels where there's trillions of dollars in monopolies in.
Provability, I'm going fucking 5 because it's already happened. There's the files. It's definitely provable.
I think the overall score is a 4.
Overall score is a 4 for provability?
For everything.
Oh, okay.
But provability, yeah, I mean, absolutely we can prove it. I guess it has to be a 5 though, because it's actually happened really.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's happened to small scale, not global.
Yeah.
This one is more pertaining like global. We can do 4. I'm okay with 4.
Yeah, 4.
4 out of 5. Next one kind of really started taking place after the pandemic of COVID, which I just kind of want to know, before I get into what the theory is, what were you guys what was your life like when everything shut down?
Mine didn't change. I didn't let it change. I still went to work. I still went and did my classes where I did my classes. Anything, I wore a mask if I was in a place that I had to. It only really affected the people that let it affect them. Like, obviously, some people died, some people got sick. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who didn't. Like, people had went up in fucking panic for like 2 years over that shit. Like,
yeah.
It's just like,
I remember seeing people driving down the road in their own vehicles by themselves with masks on.
Yeah, my thing too is like if you lock yourself in your house for 2 years, when you come out, you're going to get sick.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Immediately you're going to get sick.
That's a great point.
I'd rather just be exposed to... I worked in a retail job. I was going to get sick with something regardless. I'm handling dirty-ass change all day.
I worked at McDonald's at the time.
Yeah. I worked at McDonald's at the time, too. Shout out McD's.
Shout out Dollar General.
And Dollar General. I was there for a little bit, and I got fired because I had sucked at my job and I was getting stoned.
But yeah, it's like... if you let it affect you, it's going to affect you. I mean, I went business as usual. I ended up getting COVID, like, a year after it all went down, but... I didn't die.
I got really sick right before the lockdown when we were seniors, and I remember being sick as shit in like December.
Yeah. I was sick too. I went to the doctor and they said it was an upper respiratory infection because they didn't know what COVID was yet.
Yeah. But I mean, nothing changed for me either. I still went to work every day.
It's crazy how McDonald's was considered essential worker. That's right.
Yeah. What's crazy too with me is like my family. You had my dad's side of the family who always went business as usual. No one gave a shit. Like, if we're going to get it, we're going to get it. Even the really elderly were like, fuck it, we've been here long enough, you know? But then my mom's family was like, wear a mask everywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, inside the fucking house, doesn't matter. Wear a mask everywhere. Don't go anywhere. Like, I remember because we graduated right at the peak, right? 2020.
The back half of our year got shut down. We got sent home from like March until the end of the year when we graduated.
And our graduation we did. Because our fucking dumbass school made us sit in our fucking cars and drive around in a fucking loop for like hours. It was stupid as hell.
That's when I became chronically online.
Yeah, I feel like that was
I mean, I went from someone who never played video games online to there was nothing to fucking do.
Yeah.
You remember, me and you were both going to the same college. We applied to the same place. We had all these meetings with our moms, figuring shit out, and then like a month before first week of class, they send out an email to everybody that's a freshman there. You have to have your first COVID shot before you can attend your first class there.
Not going.
Win a single day.
So, how did they... We haven't found a cure for cancer after X amount of years, but they came up with the coronavirus shot after like weeks.
No, that's what I tried to tell them. Like, it's not even a cure. It's a fucking vaccine. You're not going to get cured.
No.
It just might lower your chances of getting it.
Yeah. And first they have to give you the shit. Like, that's what the vaccine is.
That's what the vaccine is. It's a dead virus.
Yeah.
A mostly dead virus, so your body can learn to fight it. But, fuck, how many times have you got the flu shot and got sick right after you got it?
Every time.
So, this took place during that time, or this started during that time. The Great Financial Reset, which pretty much is the American government and allegedly other governments working in together to pretty much digitalize currency in its entirety.
Yeah, and everything around the country goes to crypto.
And we also, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but pennies no longer work. That's step one.
They rob you.
They do. Don't get me fucking started on that shit, dude.
When your change is like 52, like they're supposed to give you like what, like.
They're supposed to round up. They never do.
Yeah, they always round down to give you your change.
And then they keep the 2 pennies. And I know what you're saying. Drxco, it's 2 pennies. How big of a deal is they do that to 20,000 people in a day?
Yeah. Or if they do it to you, you go to 3 different places in a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It pisses me off. But yeah, I think, first of all, the Great Financial Reset is happening before our eyes and there's nothing that's going on. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, all these other fucking coins.
Everything, just even like regular card transactions, everything being online. Everything. You can even talk about interest rates.
Yeah.
Everything. Before COVID, around that time, like, because I was fucking an idiot and always trying to buy dumbass cars. And I would go to like little car lot with my dad, and you could negotiate just the price of a piece of shit car in a lot. But you go to any car lot now, and they're like, "Well, we can't take any off the price, but we can negotiate your interest rate."
Yeah.
They only give a fuck about interest. That's the only thing that matters.
Can we give a little shout out to all the people that were selling shit boxes during COVID?
Oh yeah, huge shout out.
Going.
Yeah, for real. Facebook Marketplace was
sir.
Fucking popping during that time.
$500 eclipse.
Yeah, bro. So the Great Financial Reset. Let's see what I have for motive here.
I think they're just trying to get rid of the physical currency.
I have, and this is just the consensus from other people on the internet, more control over like being able to see where your money's at, where it's going, how it's being spent, and how they could take it. And somebody also, I just wanted to mention this, somebody tied it into the New World Order as well, like being one of the first few steps to creating that.
The other thing that I would say kind of really hurts this is how so many other countries are completely dropping the US dollar because it's just not worth it to them.
It's not worth very much anymore.
No, but so I feel like if we were trying to go to one centralized currency, we would also switch.
Yeah.
Because even crypto is still based off of you have to have US currency to buy it.
True.
But I do think they want to make everything more digitalized to control it. They can freeze accounts whenever they want it.
Yeah. So that I
can't
was gonna
freeze
say
cash.
that. They can like, you do some shit they don't like, talk about something they don't like, they can just, your bank account's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you had $20,000 in there, start over from scratch.
That parking ticket you didn't pay 20 years ago, it garnered interest.
Yeah. Fuck.
$7 million
Have fun,
parking ticket.
no retirement.
How do you feel about provability and probability here?
I mean,
like somewhere between a 3 and a 4.
3.8.
I'm okay with that. I was gonna say it's more, I say provable than likely because, as of right now anyway, just because it's happening with the penny.
Yeah.
But like you said, we would all switch to one centric coin.
I was gonna say maybe like it's something that they've like really tried to do, and they realize it's not gonna work the way they thought it would. So the probability of it actually going through is lower.
Yeah, because crypto pretty much failed.
Yeah, crypto kind of fell on its face after a while. After people
so
that had
many
Bitcoin got rich off of it, and
after
then the
so
people
many
that didn't have it,
jackasses tried to make
fuck
their own
themselves.
cryptos.
Hot coin.
And then they tried it with fucking NFTs, so it's even worse.
Oh,
Dude, I hated that fucking
People
section
who
of
actually
life.
spent real money
I
on
swear-
NFTs are actually fucking
Dude, I'm pretty
retards.
sure I have like a $2 NFT on my crypto wallet on my phone.
It's crazy.
I can't access the account anymore though.
At one
so
point,
it's just
I was
stuck
up
in
like
there.
$400 at one point on Dogecoin.
I advise you to sell it.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna let it ride, and
Let
then
it
for about
ride.
18 cents the next week. So
The next one I'm going to be more vague with. The Clinton body count theory. It suggests that individuals connected to Bill and Hillary Clinton die under suspicious circumstances, and this has at least 50 victims. And I also want to say on this point that they have had accusations of having political opponents murdered, often made to look like suicides.
anytime anyone of any kind of like, even like in a local realm, like anytime anyone with a big last name or any kind of prominent social standing gets any kind of dirt on them, that star witness always either ends up missing or suddenly changes their mind 100% completely.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, yeah, it happens. I guarantee they do it. Like everyone does it. It's prominent.
One of the things I can remember off the top of my head is that somebody had witnessed an illegal airdrop that contained drugs in relation to one of the Clintons during the time of the affairs. And that person that witnessed the thing fall out of the sky was also found in an undisclosed location, deader than shit. In terms of like what a motive would be, I'm pretty sure it's very obvious on what the motive would be to keep their name like clean.
Well, I mean, we even deal with that shit around here. Like, with people, anytime anyone somewhat prominent has any kind of anything dug up on them, all of a sudden, like, it just drops.
Yeah.
And everyone fucking totally forgets about it.
If you are interested in this theory alone, you should do some research and tell us how provable and likely it is, because I didn't bring enough. I don't think we should classify that one as how provable is it.
It's a 0.
Yeah, we're going to go fat old goose egg on provability there.
So I got some real stuff. Actually, I'll bring up the non-scripted one. Don't ever talk about it. The Long John Silver's theory.
Yeah.
That Long John Silver's just a money laundering.
I knew it was going to be money laundering.
Yeah,
Same thing with that other place.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. Like, who fucking goes there? Every, like, semi-major city, there is a Long John Silver's, but everyone fucking hates it. No, you never see anyone there, for one. So how do they keep popping up? New ones will get built.
What's the other place that's like that? Is it Mattress Firm or something like that?
Waterbeds and stuff.
No, because people actually go to waterbeds and stuff because they sell bongs and dildos.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. But the thing with Long John Silver's too is like, you know, who do you know has ever worked at one? No one has ever came out and said, yeah, I remember when I worked at Long John Silver's.
That is.
No one has ever said it.
What do we think about the Long John Silver's theory? Probability, provability.
10 out of 10.
It only goes to 5.
Like 4 out of 5 for real. Because a lot of them are also like, they're not corporate places. They're like.
That's true.
Like how McDonald's is. Like all the ones around here, they're in by.
I got another store one. The Dollar General theory.
You're turning on your own employer, man.
I got to.
I feel like Dollar General sells a good bit of shit. It would have to be like Family Dollar.
But it's not money laundering.
Okay, what is it?
It's the theory that every Dollar General is actually a government air defense black site.
Oh, let's hear it.
Every single fucking Dollar General you go into, it doesn't matter where you're at, you lose phone service immediately. You have no fucking service in that motherfucker ever. Okay.
Good point. Good point.
And they're putting them every 5 miles across every fucking state. Why would you want that many spots? It's just perfectly covered around your entire land. Sure. I think they're government anti-air sites, or just some kind of government site. You go in there, you can't access your phone, and they're put on every 5 miles. I mean,
even in the shittiest towns.
In just like the 25 minutes around where we're at right now, there's like 6.
Yeah, that's true.
In the place we're at, there's a population of 14. Why do we have $6 Generals? I'm telling you, it's happening.
The Dollar General theory.
The Dollar General theory is real, man. I'm telling you. That's how the government's getting us. They're CIA black sites.
Oh, I get it. And they heard me do a bunch of bomb threats while I was in the Dollar General. That's why I'm on a list.
Exactly. Mason was just sitting there talking too crazy. That's why they fired him.
Yeah, dude.
He was a threat.
I didn't talk at all while I was in there. For the record,
he found the back rooms and.
We're lucky he's alive today.
Shit, who was our manager? What was that manager girl's name? It was fucking the dumb bitch's daughter.
Yeah, I can't.
Or not stepdaughter, a daughter-in-law.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Mandy's daughter-in-law. Yeah, dude, she used to give me the cart every night when I'd walk in. She'd be like, come here into the office. Hand me the cart, dude. I'd be standing out there at the register, and I'd look at her, I'd be like, are my eyes red? And they'd be like this. I wouldn't even have them open. Are my eyes red, guys?
Oh, dude, I miss being a young stoner.
She'd be like, oh, you look fine. And then I'd go out into the car, and I'd put like 20 eye drops in each eye.
You remember that, Terry? Do I smell like weed? Nah, you're good. Yeah. 2 dudes that smell like weed.
You wouldn't be able to tell if you did.
Yeah. I got another one.
Okay.
The Finland theory.
I've never heard of this.
The theory that Finland is actually not real. Okay? So this is actually a real theory.
Can't you go there?
No.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So, during the Cold War,
yeah,
the Japanese and the Soviets had a lot of sanctions on the fishing they were doing because they were illegally fishing everywhere and they didn't like that.
Okay.
So there's a theory that where Finland is actually on the map is actually just empty water that Japan and the Soviet Union bought to do their fishing, and it's actually fronted by the Nokia company.
What? Where the hell's Nokia coming at?
And then so they can hide their product.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone who claims to be Finnish is actually from like Sweden or all the surrounding areas. Because a lot of people, like they say, when you try to fly into Finland, you actually don't go to Finland. You go to like the surrounding areas. So they think the actual Finland spot is actually this empty water they use for illegal activities.
I think this is your most far-fetched one yet.
This is like a solid 6 out of 5.
No, bro, I'm gonna go
I'm
with.
gonna give it like a 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3.
So there's a theory that
You're good.
the Chupacabra is a real animal. So in the early 1900s, the Bronx Zoo ordered 2 Tasmanian tigers, a male and a female, from Australia and the surround wherever they got them from. They wanted 2 of them in the Bronx Zoo. That ship was coming into port in New England, and it crashed. It hit a rock, but it was very close to shore, like within a couple hundred feet of the shore when it hit. And the theory is that those 2 Tasmanian tigers got back to the land and started breeding. They pretty much fit the description of what a Chupacabra is supposed to look like a mangy-ass dog.
Looks like a hyena.
I would like to point out, I just looked up a picture of Chupacabra to show him, and Chupacabra in Spanish, and I quote here, means goat sucker.
Chupar does mean to suck in Spanish. I learned that. That was one of the very few things I learned in Spanish.
Of course. Look, literally, goat sucker.
Yeah.
Insane.
That is
They called me in
kind
high school.
That was like one of the only phrases I learned in Spanish and remembered. Chupar mi pene.
Moving on. Isn't the
Becky's gonna get that later.
Isn't the Tasmanian tiger then supposed to be like extinct too?
Yes, the
Isn't that
Tasmanian tiger is declared extinct today.
even though it's probably actually not.
It's one of those things that lives in such a remote area that they never really know if it actually was extinct. Nobody's seen one.
There's so many animals like that where yep, it's extinct, even though there's like so many completely uncharted areas that it's impossible to get to. There's probably so much shit there.
Very recently, not very recently, but like within the last like 40 years, yeah, we thought that the kiwi bird was extinct because just nobody had seen him because they only live in like a very, very remote part of New Zealand. Nobody had seen one for forever. And then somebody goes out there, oh, there's like 100 kiwi birds out here.
Shout out Forrest Galante, by the way. He's a big activist and that kind of thing. He always goes to these crazy uncharted areas to try to find extinct animals. He's found several.
That's kind of a W.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool animals that probably live.
The Tasmanian tiger very much could be well and alive, and its diet would also consist of similar animals to what the Chupacabra would eat. Nothing bigger than like a goat.
I'm a fan of the Chupacabra theory. Let's put them bitches back on the map.
On the topic of animals, do we believe in Bigfoot?
See, here's the thing about that. I don't.
I don't.
I do.
Here's my thing about Bigfoot. If he was real, I highly doubt that he is invincible.
Yeah.
In the area that we live in, especially if you go a little bit farther south, like Tennessee and the big mountain ranges, people down there are hunting elks.
Well,
those backwood country motherfuckers got shit that can put down an elephant.
Yeah.
Well, one of those backwoods country fucking hick motherfuckers seen a Bigfoot out there and shot him with a 300 Win Mag, he's not getting up and walking away.
No.
Somebody in the past 200 years would have seen one of those and shot them with something that could literally put down an elephant.
I just
someone
think
would have definitive
there's
proof.
enough of Appalachia in the mountains that cannot be accessed.
Come on, man.
It cannot be
Bigfoot.
accessed by normal people.
By anyone.
How many people up there have homes that are nobody even knows
Like
that
this
people
on the side of
exist up
fucking
there?
mountains, yeah.
I think Bigfoot lives in the Smokies.
Nah, man. I'm a big supporter in some weird like entity in Appalachia. Not Bigfoot though. I feel I'm with Terry on this. He would have been shot.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, there's
Yeah.
like every house in Kentucky has several high-powered rifles per person.
Yeah.
That's why I say he lives in the Smoky Mountains where people really can't access most of it.
There's still a lot of people that hunt elk and black bear out there that are packing extremely overpowered rifles that would have at least caught a glimpse and taken a shot out of.
Not in some of the. You guys are acting like there's like one designated area where everything is.
No, we're not. We're saying over time, the amount of people that have been out there hunting, over amount of time, how many people have lived there, in places that do not stand anymore.
Plenty of stories of people saying they saw something out there.
Bro, you're gonna irritate the fuck out of me. Thing is, with the Bigfoot though, There's just not enough. Anything that's been photographed is fucked up.
Well, then fucking put the Chupacabra to 0 out of 5 because there's not photographs.
My evidence was more circumstantial than like actual. Like,
also, what's the likelihood that there's a weird tiger-dog hybrid like a liger or some 16-foot behemoth walking around with long hair?
All a fucking Bigfoot is essentially a fucking semi-developed fucking chimp. Why are we acting like that's some crazy fucking thing? I'm not saying it's some fucking 14-foot fucking Star Wars character.
I'm looking up the stats on Bigfoot right now.
The stats were blowing out the Combine report.
Typically ranges from 6 to 10 feet, with some extreme historical reports stretching up to 15 feet. But estimated at over 600 pounds to over 800 pounds.
It's okay, 6 to 10 feet, not that fucking big in the animal kingdom.
I'm gonna say there's
for something that walks on two legs.
A lot of humans that fit into
bears
the
walk on 2
fucking
fucking legs.
No, hardly ever do they walk on 2 legs. They normally fucking gallop on 4s, and they stand on 2 legs, which is a very big difference.
Walk around.
Yes, they can't film doing it.
They can't walk for unprecedented amounts. It's like a small radius, and
they can walk for indefinite amounts of time.
How long? How long? Are we talking miles?
Indefinite.
Not miles, because they're not made.
What's the radius? 100 feet, 300 feet. I mean,
as long as their 2 back legs can support them.
Fuck out of here.
If you want to believe in Bigfoot, do that, but they're built to walk on 4 legs.
Kodiak grizzlies that'll do that. Those are the biggest apex predators in the world. A lot bigger than 6 feet.
Yeah, Kodiak grizzlies are like.
I'm not biting the Bigfoot. It's pretty much an overgrown, hairy ass dude that grew to be 10 feet tall. Suck my dick. That didn't happen. There's no species of anything else that grows that big that walks on 2 feet for miles at a time.
Why are you saying miles at a time like this?
The only time he's ever been spotted was on 2 fucking feet.
So?
Let me just throw out one more thing to kind of like bring us together here. If Bigfoot was real, how large is the population that can consume that small area where nobody's ever touched in the Appalachian Mountains before they have to expand to somewhere where people would have like been in proximity to them?
Probably
to where
not.
They would have been
they don't have. They don't. Well, first, they wouldn't have to expand, and there's probably just not that. If there is, it could be a very small amount.
There's 5 Bigfoots on 1 mountaintop. Nobody's ever seen these.
It's the same thing with a lot of the really, really, really endangered species. Like, oh, there's like 3 of these, all in this one huge 200-mile radius. That's why no one sees them.
Okay, but as a ape-style descendant thing, you know, like a primate, they have the urge to reproduce. It's not a thing where it's like they got to do some complex mating ritual. They got a dick and a vagina. And one goes into the other, and then they can have a litter of, you can have like one kid.
I have a question about this. How come with any other fucking animal, it's always like, oh, that could happen, but when someone says Bigfoot, everyone decides to fucking turn into nuclear physicists breaking that shit down to every possible detail. It's insane. It's the most double standard bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
all I said was Bigfoot could be real, and you guys turned into fucking Einstein. Everything we have said has been complete bullshit. You guys didn't give a fuck when I said Dollar General was a CIA black site. But God forbid I say Bigfoot could be alive.
Here's one other thing I will throw out there. With my theory about the Tasmanian tigers, that would have only put them here for about 100 years. The Bigfoot theory, he would have had to have already been here when we were here.
And?
So he's been here for long enough that they would have had a range.
All I'm saying is, for something that has been claimed to be around for centuries, why do we just overlook it? Like it's not even humanly possible that it could possibly exist.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the Tasmanian tiger, at least, someone could, with what I said, someone could see that thing and think, oh, that's a coyote. Shoot it, kill it, and just leave it dead. Never even walk up to it, like a lot of people do with coyotes. They'll shoot them and just leave them lay there. If it was something that was 10 feet tall and walking on 2 legs, they're going to shoot it. If they shoot it and kill it, they're going to walk up to it and want to see what the hell that was.
If there's so many places.
Are you telling me that a gorilla could walk through Appalachia and not get spotted?
There are so many
herd of
places out
gorillas
in these mountain ranges that are just impossible to get through.
You can still see up the mountain, gang.
No, you fucking can't! Who are you?
What do you mean? What do you mean? No, you can't. You can see the fucking mountain, bro.
Go to fucking Tennessee and go to the Great Smokies and tell me you can see up the fucking mountain.
I've been to Colorado. I saw bears on the mountain.
There's not a single fucking tree in Colorado.
No, I'm sorry, Montana. I've been to Montana.
There's even less trees in Montana.
Icy top mountains where it's white.
You can see it. You can see the bear lower than the ice cap and the snow cap. You can see the bear.
They're all white. You're going to see.
I mean, of course, it depends on the distance, but
all I'm saying is,
somebody
when you get into the mountains in Appalachia, it's all fucking trees. You can't see anything. There's absolutely no kind of big animal.
I will go to Becky's side a little bit here and say that one thing that would support this, if you didn't know, the Appalachian Mountains is the oldest mountain range.
I didn't know that.
It's been here since like Pangea. The mountain range has been there, and it just happened to stay above ground while the continents were shifting around and shit. So it's literally been here for like millions of years.
So what if I said this? What if we just removed the name Bigfoot and I said there's probably an unidentified species of animal that lives up in those mountains that no one can see and no one can get to?
I mean, that would just go to my theory.
Exactly. So why is it a fucking issue when I say Bigfoot?
Because Bigfoot's not real.
Isn't it insane? This guy's an actual fucking idiot. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Okay.
I'm just a big supporter of if Bigfoot species actually lived there, it would have been found, shot, or something. It wouldn't just be the last 80 years of actually having a camera and seeing the shit. Like there would be somebody had a Bigfoot head on their wall. Somebody would have a Bigfoot carpet in their fucking cabin.
But your house, dude, that would be legendary.
And it's like I said though, if we just didn't have the name Bigfoot and said it could have been just some species of animal that looks scary, that no one really knows what it is, living out in the mountains.
They just shot it and investigated.
No one fucking cares when you say that. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, probably, because no one can get up there. But when you say Bigfoot, you're a fucking crazy person. You're insane.
I'll leave it right in the middle. 2.5.
What?
It's right in the... That's half a 5.
I was going to go to Becky's side for one more thing. Regarding the Chupacabra versus the Bigfoot. If somebody sees a dog that's, roughly 50 to 60 pounds up in the mountains, they're not going to feel the fear that they were if they were holding a gun pointing it at it as they would as something that's 6 to 10 feet tall and weighs 600 to 800 pounds. I feel like, I've sat in the woods and hunted for coyotes before, and you're not scared when you see them because it's a mangy mutt that's like the size of a German Shepherd.
Right.
If I seen a black bear while I was sitting in the woods, I would feel a lot more fear than I would seeing
If I was up in the woods and saw some big fucking 7-8 foot tall creature on 2 legs walking around, I'm not shooting. I'm fucking probably going to run away or piss myself.
Or run away while pissing yourself.
We left all of our argument out there on the table. You guys decide. Is Bigfoot real? I just don't think the Chupacabra is as far-fetched as a Bigfoot.
I don't think it is either, but I'm just saying, to say it's like the 0 chance.
I mean, we'll leave it where it was. The next conspiracy that I have in my notes...
We actually all had this one, too.
Yeah.
We didn't plan, we just decided we're going to make a list of shit each and come to it. We actually all had this one. The
CERN Hadron Collider, right? What year was it that they fired that
2012.
bitch? So when they did that, there's a theory that the 2 particles fucking blasting each other.
Collided at 99.99% the speed of light.
Yeah.
Sent us derailed into an alternate reality.
An alternate but very, very similar dimension type thing.
However you want to word that, shit is not the same as it was.
Because it wasn't.
The thing is, we've never had anything that could recreate that effect or what would happen. Nobody really knew what was going to happen when they fired it. And essentially, nothing really happened.
We wouldn't know, yeah.
But we wouldn't know if something did happen.
Right. So one of the popular things about this, I have right here in my notes, is that The smashing of particles has been claimed to either open a portal up into a new reality, or has caused the collision of multiple realities, thus creating the Mandela effect, which everybody knows in one way or another. It's, oh, I remember this used to be like this, but then you go and look it up or you go and find out and it was never like that.
Yeah. No, the Mandela effect thing has become so huge recently.
Yeah, we can go ahead. We'll take turns listing some of the things that we remember being different than they are now.
The reason the Mandela effect is called the Mandela effect, we actually weren't alive for it, so we're not full on yet.
True.
For anybody that may not know, the reason it's called the Mandela effect is because a lot of people had a very large number of people had the same memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in 1992.
Yeah.
Or in the 90s. And he actually didn't die until rather recently.
Yeah,
2013.
We all went.
We were alive when he
was
actually
dead.
died.
And then it showed up he died, and I thought he was dead. Crazy.
One of the big ones is the Mona Lisa. That she was, I think, was it that she was smiling?
She was smiling. She actually isn't smiling in the real Mona Lisa.
I would like to point out, I never thought she was smiling. That's one I don't think
I feel
I also never closely examined.
That's one of the ones that nobody really gave a shit enough to look at.
Well, the only thing I have to combat that being a Mandela effect is that somebody, in one of the things I was reading, I don't remember if it was an article or a comment section of an article, but they said that they started using a different solution when cleaning the Mona Lisa at some point in the mid-2010s or whatever, and that would have maybe caused more detail to come out from whatever. So that might be the reason behind that one.
The effect is that she's not smiling anymore?
Yeah, is that she was and she's not.
The way I see it...
Or maybe it's that she's not and she was.
No, it's that she was smiling and she actually isn't.
I'm trying to imagine the Mona Lisa smiling right now, and it looks fucking dumb as fuck.
Well, it was she's got her face turned a little bit. All you can see is the mouth upturned on one side.
I don't know about this one in particular.
That's a very minor detail compared to some of the other ones that we're about to say.
One of them I have is this one. Everyone should know this. Fruit of the Loom always had a cornucopia.
I so vividly remember.
Never had a cornucopia.
I vividly remember that shit, bro.
I only wore Fruit of the Loom shit when I was a little kid, so I always knew that I'd go and buy the shit from Walmart with my mom, and I always knew there's a cornucopia on it. And now all of a sudden, there's never a cornucopia.
So, I have a very vivid memory when we used to go to Walmart when I was a kid, and they would have the plastic or the cardboard stands,
displays,
the displays of Fruit of the Loom underwear. And at the time, I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I was literally head level with the top of that thing that had the picture of the fruit in the cornucopia, and I remember it having a cornucopia.
What was it? What's some more?
The Curious George one.
The Curious George one. He used to swing from his tail, and now all of a sudden he's never swung from his tail ever.
Because he never had a tail.
That Looney Tunes used to be I think it was. Is it OONS is what it used to be, and UNES is what it is now?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
So I didn't really watch a whole lot of Curious George. I did watch a lot of Looney Tunes growing up, and yes.
Yeah, wasn't the one of them Pikachu not having a black tail?
I never really watched. I played the one Pokemon game on my DS when I was 12.
I used to watch the cartoon on
Me
Cartoon
too.
Network.
Yeah.
And that he always had the black spot on his tail.
I do remember that. So when I played the game, I never used Pikachu. He was buns. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That you're gonna get flamed in my comment section.
Good luck. There's
Pikachu.
If you thought you were
shout out Slooshy, his entire group of people was gonna come for your fucking head.
Oh yeah.
I was never into Pokemon like that, but he was not my guy. What was the penguin's name?
Piplup.
Was there a different one?
Well, he evolves into Empoleon.
Empoleon, that's the one. I beat the whole game with him. Him and the fucking whatever magic card turns into.
Skechers having a T in it.
It doesn't?
No.
I'm pretty sure I remember Skechers never having a T.
I don't know.
I might just be fucking dumb and I can't spell.
You want me to be honest?
Skechers just sounds like it should have a T.
It should.
Yeah, because the word sketch is Sketch, but I'm pretty sure I remember Skechers never having a T. And I also wore Skechers for like the first
I did too.
15 years that I was
Shout
alive.
out Skechers Air Raiders, by the way.
Facts. The Monopoly Man and his monocle.
Yeah, that's cat. He always had a monocle. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm almost 95% sure I
The
vividly
Mandela
remember.
effect on this one is that he no longer has the monocle, by the way.
Or that he never
had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, the people say the confusion on that is they're thinking of Mr. Peanut.
They're not even remotely similar, though.
Well, they dress the same.
The one's a peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Peanut has the monocle for sure.
I think that the Monopoly dude definitely had a monocle.
I think so, too.
Mr. Peanut, subjectively hot.
Are we leaving that in?
We're leaving that in. C-3PO has a silver leg.
Yeah, I
You're
was
saying he
gonna
has
say
one
that.
now?
Yeah, he has always had a silver leg.
I don't remember that
No,
at
he
all.
hasn't.
I meant to say that one because you guys were both on the Star Wars thing.
He's never had a silver leg.
Yes,
Wow.
he has always had a silver leg in every Star Wars.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I've watched a lot of motherfucking Star Wars in my day, dude. At least the first 6, I've watched them 100 times a piece. I do not remember that.
That was one of the ones that I seen, and I knew you guys would know about. I wanted to
He's
ask
never
you
had a
guys.
silver leg.
No, I don't remember
That's
that at all.
cap. C-3PO does not have a silver leg. He has a red arm in the new movies because they're fucking terrible.
Alright. CERN Hadron Collider probability and provability.
8 out of 5.
I don't.
The
Yeah.
probability is a 5 out of 5 for sure. The provability,
Yeah.
We can't
I
really
mean-
prove it because we don't know what would be the result of a collider.
yeah, and then also there's got to be people out there that are on the opposite end of the Mandela effect that remember all these things how they were.
Right.
I'm still saying 8 out of 5.
I'd definitely put it on the higher end.
I think, like you said, probability is like up there. Can we really prove that we're in a different reality
Yeah,
or that we
there's nothing that you
merged
can prove
verses?
it.
We can't prove it. So I think it should be higher than like.
It's got to be like a 3.5.
I'm thinking at least.
I think it
yeah,
needs to be a 4.
I was thinking at least a 3.5 or a 4. We'll go 4. That's okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll go 4 out of 5 on that one. Next up in my notes, I have the Denver International Airport, which, for
This is a
those
good
that
one.
don't know, the theory around that is there's a secret headquarters for the New World Order, or a subterranean apocalypse bunker for the elite, or a home base for extraterrestrial life, which there's another thing I have on this list that could pretty much tie into this. We'll go with the reptilian elite. So I'll blend those two together, but we can talk about them separately. So some notable things, I don't know what you guys know about it, but there's underground tunnels that people claim to be labyrinths for sex trafficking and quick motion between the elites and all that. The runways look like swastikas, which I was actually in pre-record. I was looking at photos, and it's pretty similar. Apocalyptic artwork, which I've never been in that airport, but the most known apocalyptic artwork is Blucifer, the horse in the front, out front. Pretty much, the guy that was like putting that sculpture together, something broke off or fell,
Head fell off of it.
and it fucking killed him. So now everybody's like, well, his soul's trapped in the statue and all this other stuff. But the Denver International Airport play off of the rumors and all the other stuff, so they add like ambiguous lighting to the shit to make it seem more satanic and all this other stuff. So I just want to know, based off the motive I have, I don't have a motive actually, besides like the home base for what these people are talking about in terms of if you want to look at it as a reptilian elite or extra alien species. What do you guys think?
I think it's a government bunker underneath it.
Yeah. One explanation I saw for the labyrinth was that it's just a bunch of baggage tunnels, like for like conveyor belts and shit, for a bunch of super complex system of baggage.
They went like the reason why I think it's a bunker is like, first of all, one, it's on top of a fucking huge mountain, so like it's a really weird fucking spot to put an airport, because like every other airport is like in a valley, and
or at least on flat ground.
Yeah, like they did this thing on a fucking weird area on a mountain, and like didn't they go like $20 billion over?
They went like
budget?
billions of dollars over budget.
Yeah.
When they were building it, like their budget was originally. Maybe I should look that up. They went roughly $2 billion over the budget.
That's a lot of fucking money. It's accidentally go over the budget without actually doing it on purpose to add something.
And like none of these other airports go over budget.
So they're obviously hiding something.
So like my theory is like,
or built something we don't know.
I don't think they ever really disclosed why they went over budget either.
Yeah. I don't believe there's like a reptilian elite. I mean, I think there's elite. I don't think they're fucking reptilian.
The only evidence I have for the reptilian elite is fucking Mark Zuckerberg, dog. I hate that motherfucker.
He has a personal vendetta with Zuck.
Dude, I swear to God. Anyway, he just looks like a lizard, and if you look him like,
so does Elon Musk.
In the photos of like their eyes, is just like weird. I can't quite describe why it's weird, but it's weird. Those are the only two people that I think on Earth could even fit the description of a reptile person. But they are elite, so
but I do think the bunker is for the. I think there's either just a government like experimental black site type like bunker underneath the airport, or it's just like a doomsday shelter that can hold a lot of everyone of the elite.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. That's not really a crazy theory. The government adding a fucking bunker underneath the fucking airport.
I mean, it would be a good place to build a bunker too. I will throw that out there because they can expand downward where it's on a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to expand outward where people can see it. They can expand farther down into the ground where nobody will see it.
Yeah.
And it also, like, Area 51 was, like, you know, the government said Area 51 wasn't real for years. For, like, 50 years. They said, oh, that's a made up.
Yeah.
And then eventually we found out it was real.
And they're like,
so they went in the opposite direction and put it somewhere where everybody's walking on it all the time. There's millions of people there in a month.
Right.
So nobody would ever expect them to put it where, pretty much putting it right in front of your face and just sticking it underneath the ground right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very valid point. And, I mean, obviously we don't know how deep that base actually runs, but we know that we have the technology to dig miles down. I don't know. In terms of, like, the satanic thing, I don't really think that's...
I don't agree with that kind of thing.
I do think that... I think maybe the bunker is probably the best answer there. Although I can't really explain the swastika formation.
So, too, it's like a swastika is just fucking lines. So it's not like it's something that's impossible to replicate.
On accident, even. Like, because think about it, for, like, mapping out a fucking airport, especially deciding to place it on top of the mountain.
Tunnel goes here, uh-oh. You know?
Yeah, right, yeah. So, like, how hard is it really? Especially, like, something as busy as Denver probably gets a lot of flights in a day. Like, how many runways do they need, you know? A lot.
Also, the United States Air Force Academy is right there in Denver.
Right,
so
yeah.
They're landing planes that are related to the military and shit, too. Which could play into the theory that you guys were talking about with it being some kind of bunker for military and elite, because there is an Air Force base right there beside it.
That's true, yeah. I didn't think about it like that. We'll go, for me, I'm going to go probability that there's a bunker under there is a 5. Anything else, I think, is just, like, locals talking shit.
Yeah.
And I'll go with provability. Obviously, I can't prove anything. I'm sure you probably could find, like, in the deep internet, you probably could find, like, a blueprint or something that resembles what it turned into now. But
or if some crazy person was there with, like, LiDAR.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure you could prove it in a way. We don't have the
it's
finances to do so.
Provable. It's just no one has tried to actually prove it.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5 just based on how likely it is to have a bunker underneath of it. I'll close out with aliens. And this is super broad, and here's why. I believe that aliens have been in contact with the human race, or at least Earth, multiple times, and kind of dating back, talking about earlier with the more advanced but now extinct civilizations. I think that was probably a time when we had a lot of extraterrestrial interaction, because I do believe that we had societies beforehand that were wiped out by the flood, and I believe they were probably getting pretty close to space travel.
Here's
There, I think, because you know the level. Sorry, you know the levels of civilizations, right? Like there's a level 1 civilization in terms of like the level 2, level 3.
And like just for so out there, like our civilization, we build everything off of internal combustion, which is a very, very, very small technological advancement that propelled us.
Right.
Who's to say they didn't do something else?
Dude, and that's my biggest talking point. Like, if they went, like, the hydro route where everything was powered by water.
Or just sound waves. Like, there's things you can do with sound waves. Like, there's people out there, like, doing studies. You can move objects with sound waves.
Right.
So, like, who's to say they didn't do something like that?
Or, like, electricity.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla.
I'm glad you brought him up, my guy. I'm getting ready to...
You know, like, ways to transmit the static electricity that's in the air.
Yeah.
He had it set up to where you could fucking put a metal pole in your yard and get electricity to your house. And one thing, I'm glad you brought Nikola Tesla up, because we've talked about it before. In junior year, I went on this huge tangent. I was going crazy. I'm talking like whiteboard, yarn strings, this is attached to this, and this is attached to this. Crazy. I was fucking... So basically, the claim on Nikola Tesla is that he's a Venetian from Venus. And he was dropped here to help further the human race or whatever. I don't know how likely that is. But you mentioned CIA.gov earlier. If you go to FBI.gov, they have a whole fucking thing on Nikola Tesla. And it opens with, he's a Venetian, in the federal paperwork, right? So if you get to reading that, and you read the person that submitted the article, and you look him up, he actually followed Nikola Tesla's practices and also reported getting in contact with aliens out in Arkansas. It's either Arkansas or Nevada. He went into this area. It was remote. He fucking... Not Tesla, but the guy that was underneath of him.
Yeah.
Tesla had a few prodigies, actually. And every single one of them reported speaking with extraterrestrial life. And that's another big thing that I actually probably will do a whole episode on in itself. It's just Nikola Tesla. But there was just so many things that he invented that were before his time, that were high tech, and I truly feel like he probably couldn't have thought about unless he was absolutely batshit fucking crazy or talking to somebody. Yeah. And we have also we have confirmed, like, received radio transmissions of things that we did not put out there.
Yeah.
And also, Donald Trump, I don't know if it's some scam, I haven't looked into it yet, but he just released the UFO files like last month, or maybe within a few weeks.
My thing with it too is like, I can go pretty hard on this one. Like, all throughout as time as we know it, like, you can find carvings and walls of like weird fucking alien-like creatures coming down from the sky. So that's kind of weird. To say that's not a chance is insane, because like, the only thing that makes us alive is that we're on a planet that is the perfect distance from a star. That's it. That's the only thing keeping us alive. Yeah. Is that we just so happen to be on a planet that is perfect enough to a star that keeps us not burning to death and not freezing to death. It keeps our gravitational pull intact.
And we also have the perfect composition of like elements in the air to not kill us.
And it's not like you can go explore space.
Right.
So like, who's to say? And there's an uncountable amount of stars. So to say there's not a fucking singular chance, there's not a single other planet out there that happens to be a perfect distance away from another star, have the same similar things we have.
Honestly, you could even go smaller than that. It wouldn't even have to be like a life form like us. It could be
anything.
Micro, like small as fuck, dude. Like
anything.
An atomic level thing. And that would be still considered alien life. And they could have been around
for trillions of years
so
and be
long.
Extremely advanced. We're exceptionally young in terms of age of space.
And they also could have went in a different direction as us, too. Of like, instead of, we're pretty focused on like things like capitalism, fighting with each other, shit like that. They could have all banded together and say, let's go see what else is out there.
Right.
And got to a point of traveling in space a lot quicker than we did, because they went about life in a different way.
And I've heard a lot of people say, well, if there was advanced life out there, they would have came and like actually like
But why would they
To
want
themselves.
to?
If there's a good chance, say they monitored us, because if anyone, like, if we did the same thing, if we found another life, we would monitor them from a distance. Yeah. If you were monitoring a group of people for 50 years to see how they were like, and all they were constantly doing was fucking butchering each other, would you really want to go down there and say, "Hey guys"?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to touch back on real quick is the types of civilizations. I got pulled up now so I can describe them. The type 1 is planetary, so you're harnessing all of or most of the energy from your planet. And that's where we're at. We're at 0.7 on the scale. And pretty much that's what we're fossil fuels, the shit in the ground, the shit in the air, water, shit like that. And what's preventing us from going to the next step, and what I think most aliens that are documented in history is like a stellar civilization. They can harness the entire energy output of its home star.
Yeah.
Like you were saying. So pretty much it's like, what can you harness energy of, and that makes your civilization that much advanced. So if you're harnessing the entire civilization or the entire energy of your solar system, then you're a galactic civilization pretty much, which that would be when you're thinking about Star Wars and shit like that.
My thing too is like, when everyone, like, so many people, when you see alien, they just think long, skinny, big green head, black eyes.
Yeah.
Like that stereotypical, like.
And that's what it is stereotypical as fuck.
Yeah, but like, it could be anything. It could be a fucking dog.
Yeah.
It
could have 6 legs and 19 arms.
I mean, everything on Earth develops how it developed based off of the environment.
And the need to survive.
Yeah, so like, they could just develop something different. It's just say it, for people to actually say that there's no aliens, I think they're genuinely fucking dumb.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because it's not that hard if you just think about it for a second. Like I said, how we're doing, the reason why we're here is because we're a perfect distance from the star.
I think it's more unlikely to not have anything out there than it is
to
have
something. The government has also all but just came out and said, yeah, we've been in contact with extraterrestrials.
Except, according to Trump and the files he released that I haven't reviewed yet, they did come out and say that.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's not even really a conspiracy. What's being theorized is when we actually got in contact with them.
It would make sense if we've been in contact with them for a long time and they just haven't actually came out and went public, really, really public with it. Because it would just send everyone to a fucking panic.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And also,
people start killing the fucking.
We have more important things to take care of, like fighting each other over religion instead.
It would also advance us to a point of like
we would
we would know a lot more about what's actually out there. What is our real enemy out?
Yeah,
like on a planetary scale or on a
super galactic.
Yeah. Like,
and too, if we got to a point where we could be in that way, it would just be an arms race.
Yeah. That's exactly what it would be.
Killing each other over who got to the fucking used the new space technology.
Yeah. Or what American leader can conquer more space.
It will not be anyone in our next 500 years of our generation that ever experiences it, because we're too busy killing each other over bullshit.
This is kind of off topic, but also on topic. What do you think? Because it's hard to gauge what it would actually be. But what do you think your reaction would be to an actual sighting of extraterrestrial life?
Like, are we talking like just driving out in the woods one night and seeing something?
Like let's say, let me set the scene. Super specific, but like you're having a bonfire and then the sky above you kind of Chicken Littles a little bit and warps, and then fucking space junk falls into your yard and you see a fucking dead alien sitting in the cockpit.
Dude, I would probably freeze.
Yeah.
I'd probably drop a log.
I'd probably drop 2.
This is a double log scenario.
Imagine calling the cops. This is a double log scenario, officer.
Yeah, you're definitely.
But like,
once you're never seeing the light of day again.
Once you report it to the authorities, do you think that it goes public, or you think you die?
I would almost be afraid.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's ever came out and said, "Yeah, I saw a UFO," or "I saw this or that," they're made publicly and shamed as a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you remember that one video of that one woman, like, that man back there is not real.
That motherfucker is not.
Yeah. We all started calling her retarded.
I know a few people that say they've seen or like, there's one story. So, his grandma has told me this story before, and she's told like my mom and stuff, and we've all heard this story. She had like she said it was almost like a dream, but she had walked out in her yard one night and literally like they had picked her up off the ground and pulled her into a fucking ship, and she swears to God this was true. And they took her hand and told her everything's okay, and they just like touched her hand, and she to this day she has a bump in the middle of her in the palm of her hand that she don't know how it got there. She don't know what it is. But
cut that bitch open and find out.
All they told her was, "This is here for a reason, and when the time comes, you'll know why this is here." And they sent her back down, and she said she woke up the next morning, and she thought that she was just dreaming. And when she got up, her feet were wet and had grass on them, and there was literally a track of wet and grass from her front door up to her bedside.
Different.
And
I never heard a
she's
story
never
like
told
that.
anybody outside of like our families this story because she doesn't want people to really know or like think of her differently because she had this experience.
I've never heard a story like that. I've heard ghost sightings, but never alien abduction.
My mom told me a story. It was her, I'm pretty sure my aunt would have been her sister, and her cousin. It was 3 people. I think it was just 3. They both, my aunt and my mom told me the same story, and it all lines up. Like, but they were just driving one night, and like a big light, and like they claim like a weird like aircraft type of thing, just like almost like way off distance lands in the road in front of them, and this all of a sudden this takes off like it was never there, and they swear by this that it happened, and it's just a weird, very convenient story.
Right. The only thing I've ever heard along those lines, it's not even like this dude told me directly. It was this guy's dad who had passed. But I guess like somewhere along the line, like because he was a farmer, so he had a lot of acreage, and he was tending to one of his fences, and it was getting like to be like evening time, and I guess like somewhere in the over the horizon, like just out of thin air, like some like aircraft come out like their camouflage like malfunctioned or something, and then it right back.
Yeah.
And then it was invisible, and that's the only thing I've ever heard that wasn't like online. I think Aliens is a 5.5.
Aliens is as high as it possibly gets.
Yeah. So now we get to the rankings of them.
Yeah.
We talked about everything. What should we go bottom to top?
Yeah.
Okay. Bottom, for our safety, the Clinton theory. So I don't even know how many that is, but what is it?
Dude.
Clinton theory.
We'll give a shout out to the Clintons for being upstanding U.S. citizens.
Such amazing people. I don't know where I would be without the Clintons. Next up from the bottom, we have Bigfoot at 2.5 out of 5.
I guess we can put that in next. Well, it's probably not the worst thing I've said. But
should there just be a whole other episode just for Bigfoot?
Yeah, we probably should. You know what? I am willing to believe that Bigfoot exists over the Dollar General being a CIA black site. So Dollar General in the bottom.
I think that's a believable one. I'm sorry.
You was bitching at me.
You did, yeah.
I'm not saying it's believable. I'm just saying it's like I'm not saying it's super believable, but I think it's believable.
All right, above Bigfoot, this is everything here is tied 3 out of 5 that we ranked. We got Finland not being real.
How the fuck did we give Finland a 3? That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Did I try to give it a 0?
Yeah, I think you did. The Denver International Airport being anything more than maybe an elite bunker on the bottom. We got that as a 3. The next we have at a 3.8, the Great Financial Reset.
I don't. That's not very good for me because like I do believe we're kind of doing it, but like not at like a great, like.
Yeah, I was gonna. That was the one I made the point that I think at some point it probably was something that we tried to do, but it just didn't really work. So it's not something that's currently happening, but it is probably something that they've tried to implement at some point. It just wasn't going to work how they thought it was.
To me, that's more likely than Bigfoot. To me.
Fine.
Maggie's gonna have a stroke over Bigfoot, dude.
I'm never gonna win that one.
And the next ones are 4 out of 5. We got Chupacabra, the Long John Silver theory, the Global Weather Control, and the CERN Hadron Collider.
All right.
Which one of those are the least likely?
Probably the Chupacabra. I'll go out and say it. That was my theory. We
I
can
like
move that one
I
back
like
down.
that one, by the way.
Yeah, I do like that one.
These are all ones that probably definitely happened in our eyes. You just have to rank them.
Yeah. Next is the Long John Silver's theory, the CERN Hadron
The thing
Collider.
is with the Long John Silver series is that one has to be really high because all it is money laundering.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just say
That's
like
what I'm
shitty
saying.
companies money launder.
Yeah.
Do you think that the global weather control on a global scale is less likely to be true than the Long John Silver theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a global scale, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think fucking Pakistan is controlling the weather.
Bangladesh.
I don't think the Vatican is doing much.
Alright, do you think that
Senegal.
Long John Silver's being a money laundering theory is more or less likely to be happening than the CERN Hadron Collider sending us into reality orbit?
Yes, I mean, just because it gets money laundering from corporations that don't make money.
Okay.
Kind of a bad one.
Do you think?
I was gonna say, I feel like the Long John Silver's, that one can be at the top because
Or
the outcome of it is the most believable outcome. All these other ones have like insane outcomes. That one's just like, oh, people are fucking.
Wait till you get to the 5s out of 5, bucko. Which are only a couple. Aliens and 9/11 being an inside job. Do you think that 9/11 being an inside job is more likely than Long John Silver's being a money laundering company?
Fuck.
Wait, what were the two?
9/11 being an inside job versus Long John Silver's
9/11.
being a money laundering.
9/11.
Okay.
There's still old people that go to Long John.
Do you think that Long John Silver's being a money laundering company is more or less likely to be happening than aliens?
Fuck!
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Long John Silver.
Fuck's sake, I almost had a banger.
Alright.
I mean, it got top 3, right?
Aliens or 9/11 being inside
Aliens.
job?
Aliens.
Okay. Aliens at the top.
What if aliens did 9/11?
Dude!
You guys are getting waxed.
Alright. Our final list, I'll go from most to least likely now because that's how it's supposed to be ranked. Aliens being real are the most likely according to us. Dumbasses.
Emphasize again, dumbasses.
Dumbasses. Next being probably the most true thing, 9/11 being an inside job. After that, Long John Silver's being a money laundering company. CERN Hadron Collider coming after that, sending us into reality orbit, is more likely than global weather control. I believe that.
Shout out
You know what?
It's with a Z.
I was gonna say, if there's any Mandela effect things that we didn't talk about, I do want to see those in the comments.
Do that for sure. What do you remember that's not the same now?
I'm pretty sure after that Hadron Collider, my wiener got smaller.
We got global weather control being more likely than a Chupacabra actually existing.
You know, I almost want to have Chupacabra over that.
Me too. We'll make a swap. Chupacabra is more likely than global weather control. The evidence you brought, Terry, was damning. I'll say that.
I almost made it, guys. That's the top 5, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I get the fucking copper medal.
Sure.
Someone get me a penny, dude.
For real. Well,
If
good
you
luck
can find
good luck
one
finding one.
Holy
Global
shit.
weather control is more likely than the Great Financial Reset.
Yeah.
The Great Financial Reset is more likely than Bigfoot. Bigfoot being more likely than Dollar General being a CIA black site.
As much as I love Bigfoot, I don't agree with that. But you guys, for some reason, don't like the Dollar General theory.
You can be the tiebreaker, Terry. What do you think is more likely, Bigfoot or Dollar General being a CIA black site?
Bigfoot.
That's what I thought. All right.
You fought for Bigfoot to get this position just to shit on him whenever you got the position.
The more I think about it, the more I like the Dollar General theory. I'm sorry.
Dollar General being a CIA black site over Bill and Hillary Clinton getting people offed.
Well, Bill and Hillary Clinton are probably in the running for the next Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't know.
I don't know why they'd be on this list.
I don't know about anything that they've ever done wrong, really.
They're calling them the most upstanding citizens of all time.
Yeah. All right. Obviously,
Bill Clinton is a G for real. Shout out.
Shout out the OG pimp.
Yeah, dude, for real. Shout out Monica Lewinsky.
So we're gonna go ahead and close the episode. Terry, I just want to say super big thank you for being a part of this episode. It was really fun, and I'm glad that you come by and gave us your 2 cents on these things.
Of course, guys, I appreciate it.
I just want to know, what do you think recording in the studio? You're the only person that's been in our studio on camera.
Dude, it's sweet. I mean, I've never did anything like this before, and I had a good time. We had some good discussions, good laughs.
Yeah, this was a really good episode. It's gonna be long as fuck.
See you later.
And cut.